Hi, I'm Funk McLovin. Subscribe for more essays. Anyone familiar with Danganronpa knows three things about it. The first is that it is a lush visual novel series featuring interesting characters and compelling stories. The second is that Chihiro is trans, and the third is, of course, every main character needs to have an AHOGE. AHOGE, a portmanteau of the Japanese words for foolish and hair, is a term that has come to refer to the pointy bit of hair that some anime-style characters have, and, in tradition started with Danganronpa 1, every character who serves as a protagonist in a Danganronpa game has one of these AHOGE. Toko Fukukawa, in her protagonist role in Danganronpa Ultra Despair Girls, even retroactively grew one from her appearance in Danganronpa 1. So this begs the question, who has the best AHOGE? I think this topic is worth discussing, so I'm going to kick off the dialectic with my best picks for AHOGE, best to worst.
Back here again, can't get enough. JoJo explains some interesting stuff.
Quick note, I'll only be including characters from the playable games since the shows aren't games, and also, they suck, don't at me. Let's get things started. Number 6. Shuichi Saihara. Shuichi's AHOGE has been crushed by his hat for who knows how long. As a result, his AHOGE sits at an angle, like a sad Nike checkmark. His AHOGE is weak. It is a mark of shame for this fledgling detective. Although his hat is sharp and his outfit is impeccable, the crown of his ensemble juts impudently from his tamped-down hair. Perhaps with time, this AHOGE will flourish, but in the game it is limp and sad. Number 5. Komaru Nagai. Komaru has a respectable AHOGE, but sadly it doesn't measure up to her contemporaries. While she does indeed wear hers with pride, unlike Shuichi, her AHOGE is of a protagonist who is unsure of her footing. She is green around the ears, and her AHOGE is still somewhat limp. Keep at it, Naegi-chan. Number 4. Toko Fukukawa, Genocide Jack, or Genocider Syo. Toko is not new at the killing game, but she is new to protagonism. As a result, her AHOGE is more battle-worn, but no less new than Komaru. Her AHOGE too shows great potential, particularly in its expressiveness and when it is worn by her counterpart, the murderous Genocide Jack. It is more dynamic than Komaru, more expressive. Toko is a woman out of tune with her emotions, but in tune with her AHOGE. Number 3. Kaeya Amatsu. Katie's AHOGE, while thin, is robust and erect. Like a solitary blade of grain flowing in the wind, Katie's AHOGE is as fickle and adaptable as her personality is. She is flexible and calm under pressure, so naturally these traits are expressed through her AHOGE. She wears it with pride and grace, befitting such a kind, gentle soul. She cares for her friends with all her heart and all her hair. Number 2. Makoto Nagaegi. Now this is an AHOGE that needs no introduction. Makoto's noble coif is recognizable as the AHOGE that began it all, and for good reason. Even among his messy crop, his AHOGE stands firm, twitching at the ready like an antenna, picking up signals of logic and hope. His personality might be lacking, and his charisma might be equal to that of a box made of cardboard, but those who meet this fearsome protrusion will no doubt be left speechless. It is an AHOGE that commands respect. And now for some honorable mentions who are not protagonists. Kibo, for his noble antenna. While he is not a protagonist, nor someone with hair, he earns this spot. Komaru Nagai, for he is the deuteragonist of Danganronpa 2, and his entire hairdo is wacky. Hifumi Yamada for the very distinctive Kon AHOGE. And Rantaro Amani for his use of the rare double AHOGE. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. You've seen this coming through the process of elimination. Number 1. Hinata Hajime. Hinata's AHOGE is, simply put, perfect. It is impossibly powerful, monstrously sharp, and its protrusions need to be seen to be believed. at nearly a third of the thickness of his head. Hinata's acute coiffure articulation extends above with a modest kink near the middle. Straightened to a point, Hinata's AHOGE is as tall as his head in its entirety. Words fail this noble fifth appendage. Hinata commands the respect of his peers, using his AHOGE like a beacon to draw their gaze. His is an AHOGE of kings, a crown befitting his head. What's more, in the end of the series, when his passion is at a fever pitch, Hinata's AHOGE burns all the brighter. If Hinata's friend found themselves forlorn for something to cut their sandwich with, Hinata might cheerfully offer his AHOGE for them to use to slice with. His AHOGE would make short work of a pizza that has gone unsliced. His alter ego, Izuru Kamakura, also sports an AHOGE of his own, a perverse inversion of Hinata's, though no less striking. Rather than being a pillar of hope, Izuru has been granted a flowing AHOGE that mingles with his follicles like he mingles amongst his old comrades. But Hinata overcomes this hairdo, as well as the despair that he himself wrought upon the world. Hinata's AHOGE is an AHOGE for the history books. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The AHOGEs of Danganronpa ranked definitively. If you'd like to do a response video to this, or if you have a problem with anything, I welcome the dialectic. Like, comment, and subscribe if you have any comments about this. Life is so beautiful. Play Danganronpa. And remember, like I said before, Chihiro is trans. Later days, jerks.